Hello guys and welcome to the channel. My name is Dora of Ellesmere and I'm a lover of natural hair and locks. So I realized that a lot of people do not know that locks grow through stages, and so they become worried and frustrated when it seems like their locks isn't growing as they should or forming as quickly as they should. So today we'll be talking about the stages of lock growth, what you should expect during each stage, and how to enjoy your lock stage. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then please do keep watching. So first, you must understand that there are 5 lock growth stages, and as a locked natural, you need to understand these 5 stages so that you don't get frustrated, discouraged, or confused on your journey. The first lock stage is called the starter stage or the baby stage. This is when you've just started your locks using one of the locking methods on your hair. Remember, we talked about the different ways to start your locks for my last video. So yes, at this point, what you have is called the baby stage. At this stage, your locks are just forming, they are just beginning to form, and it could last for like 3 to 6 months depending on your hair type and how fast your hair grows. This stage is usually difficult for some people because they would get uncomfortable with their hair looking so rough or standing, or when their hair proves difficult to maintain a root twist. Now here's how to enjoy this stage. Just leave your hair. Yes, I encourage you to just leave your hair and let it do what it knows how to do best, which is to grow. Don't get stressed up or stress the process by always trying to look for a protective style over your baby locks. If you must change your looks, you can put a wig, yes, or basically just leave your hair. Now the next stage is called the budding stage. At this stage, your hair will start to mix, basically growing into each other, and this makes your hair become puffy and frizzy. This stage can last between 6 to 12 months. Now, how do you enjoy this stage? It is crucial that you are consistently still cleansing your locks and scalp. Also prevents the so-called protective style to avoid build-ups and weak spots, which can lead to thinning of your locks. After the budding stage, your locks grow into the next stage, which is called the teen stage or the teenage stage. This stage feels like fun because you start to see the future of your hair. However, it makes you wonder what could be going on with your hair. Your teenage hair may seem to sprout all over the place and go into whatever direction you want to. I can remember when I was in the teenage stage of my locks. My locks would be so ugly that they would just shrink up and sprout all over the place. People usually refer to this stage basically as the ugly stage. It could be really tough for some people, but if you endure, it could be really worth it. Your locks start to develop into their form at this stage, so you're advised to use water-based products to avoid build-ups. This is also an excellent time to invest in your accessories such as satin scarves, satin head wraps, beads, cowries, and so on. It will enable you to play with different styles and jazz up your locks. This stage can last from 12 to 18 months, yeah? And this stage, you don't want to retwist too much so that you don't damage your hair. So after the teen stage, your hair moves to the next stage, which is called the matured stage. The matured stage can start as early as 1 year or 18 months after you started your locks. Again, it all depends on your hair type and texture. At this stage, your locks are fully long enough to lie down. Your locks are now firm because it is now completely formed. The locks are now thick enough to support themselves. And finally, the last stage, which is called the rooted stage. This stage comes several years later. This is the final stage of your lock growth. Note that at this stage, shedding can still occur, but don't be alarmed. It's still all part of the process because your locks will still feel heavier or yet slender. Throughout each stage, you want to make sure that you keep your locks moisturized and clean, avoiding everything that could cause build-up in your locks. You want to make sure that you avoid excess manipulation at your roots to prevent thinning and breakage of your locks. Even if you have a loctician, you still need a good understanding about your locks and how you want your locks to be taken care of by yourself and your loctician. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, and stay beautiful.